once again, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Hannah. I make a lot of different videos here on YouTube. Some are story times, some are tattoo related, some are jewelry related. Sorry guys, I just filmed a life update video and my brain is kind of fried because I haven't been in front of a camera in literal weeks. So if my camera presence is not as great as before, forgive me. I haven't been watched in a while. That sounds weird. But anyway, this is a story time that I alluded to in my life update video. So if you are interested in hearing about how weird contractors are, or not even contractors, handymen, please stay tuned. So, if you've been on the channel for a while now, you will know my husband and I are still trying to sell the house that we moved out of almost a year ago. It just went on the market in January. We've been doing a ton of work to it, and we've had handymen and plumbers and electricians and everybody under the sun over there working on it, and sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. Anyway, so I was expressing to my mom, and Dustin was expressing to my mom a few weeks ago about how frustrating and stressful it is to call all these different people, because sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, sometimes they say they'll show up and they don't, sometimes they don't tell you they're showing up and they show up. It's just like, or they show up on the wrong day. It's like so much to deal with, especially, Dustin does his school online. If you don't know, now you know. He goes to Full Sail University. He's doing game design. So he's doing that all the time, and he has like really high pressure type projects to do. He's got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm usually the one calling these handymen and all this stuff. And so I've been really sick lately, like super sick, and I haven't been able to do it. Like I just haven't been able to do it. So I've been trying to get Dustin to help me, but he gets stressed out about it, and he's got all this stuff to do, and he can't go over there to meet them. So it's like this whole big thing, right? So my mom offered to help us with like calling people and all this kind of stuff, and her and my mama planted some flowers over there and stuff too. So like, she's just been helping out generally. And so what happened was, when she went over there, she basically made a list of all the different people that we needed to have over there. Well, one of the things that we really wanted to do was get somebody to power wash the deck, like a professional person to power wash the deck. So she calls a couple people are like, yeah, I don't know. She's quoting prices, right? So she called a couple people who came out and looked, and they gave her a price. And then the last guy she called actually was like, oh yeah, I can do that easy. I can beat anybody's price. I can have it done in one day. Yada, yada, yada. I can get it done. I'm your fella. So mom was like, okay, whatever, pull up, So he comes over, he looks at it, he's like, oh yeah, I can do it for this much, no problem, all this stuff. So she's like, okay, great, let's do that. Like, do that. And he was like, and you know what, I can even replace some of these boards over here that are kind of rotten and yada, 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 all this stuff. So she's like, okay, great, awesome. And he like gives her a price, and she's like, cool. So get this. So she calls me and she's like, okay, here's the price. Let's make up a price. Let's say $100. It wasn't $100, but let's just say $100 for the sake of imagining. So she's like, yeah, he said it's going to be $100. And Dustin needs to go meet them at the lumber yard to get some of this lumber. They've got credit or whatever, or like they're going to do, I don't know. I don't remember. They had credit, but then they hadn't worked with them in a while, so they closed their account or something like that. So Dustin had to go meet him over there to buy the lumber to replace those boards or whatever. Like, cool. He gets over there with his checkbook, and they're like, yeah, it's going to be $200. And he's like, what? Like, she said 100. And he's like, no, I don't know why she told you 100. It's going to be 200. Whatever. Like, we're already there. Ew, I spit everywhere. Whatever. Like, he's already there. He doesn't want to, like, look like a stupid doof or whatever. And we've already hired these guys for the job. So he's like, whatever, I'll pay it. So he pays it, and they get the lumber and whatever. They start working on it, right? A week later, they still weren't done power washing the deck. Power washing. They finished replacing the boards in like one day. And they said power washing would take about 1 or 2 days. A week later, they were still power washing. And my mom was like going over there a lot, and she was like, hey, shouldn't you guys be done by now? And he's like, yeah, see, the thing is, I don't have a car. A tree fell on my car, and so I got to get somebody to come over here. And he's like pitching my mom this sob story, right? He's like, a tree fell on my car, and I just found out my girlfriend's 7 months pregnant, and all this stuff, and yada, yada, yada. So I got to get rides from these people and these people. And my mom's like feeling bad because she's got a big heart, okay? Like, my mom, she doesn't really take anybody at their word that she doesn't know. Like, for all she knows, he could be lying or whatever. But she's like taking him at his word because he seems sincere or whatever. And she's like, yeah, like, that really sucks. Like, I'm sorry about that. I'll look around and see if I can find somebody who is selling a car in your price range or whatever, and see if I can help you with that and all this stuff. So he's like, oh yeah, that'd be so awesome. So him and my mom are like forming this like mother-son type relationship, because he's like a young dude, you know? So he's like coming to my mom for advice and all this stuff, which is like, to me, it's kind of weird, but like, whatever, you know? She's like, the Lord put it on my heart to help this guy. And I'm like, oh man, well, if you feel that strongly about it, like, go ahead. Because usually my mom's a pretty good judge of character. Like, I think I'm a good judge of character, and I'm pretty sure I got that from her. So I just trust her judgment on this. Like, if my mom thinks you're good people, I'm just going to assume you're good people. So my mom is talking to him and all this stuff. And, you know, they're talking back and forth, and my mom's like sending him cars and stuff. Like, here's one in your price range. Here's one in your price range. Like, my mom doesn't mess around. She gets stuff done. Like, she doesn't play around, okay? My mom is very serious. When she wants to do something, when she puts her mind to it, she's going to do it. She's not just going to like diddle around, beat around the bush, go around by Mama's house. No, she's going to get there and get it done. So if she tells somebody she's going to help them, she's going to help them, you know? Like, she's not just going to be like, oh yeah, I'll help you, and then never talk to you again, you know? So this guy's doing this work on the house, and she's kind of cutting him some slack because a tree fell on his car, and his girlfriend's 7 months pregnant all of a sudden. Sis, I don't know, sis, I'm confused. So anyway, my mom's like kind of trying to mentor this guy and like give him life advice and all this stuff, and tell him how to be a man and all this stuff. Yada, 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 right? Like, that stuff's not important. 2 weeks goes by, and he's almost done with the power washing. 2 weeks. It's not that big a yard, bro. It's not that much of a deck. But whatever, you know? Like, he's already been paid in full, and he just keeps coming back. So, I don't know if he was wanting more money or what, but he didn't ask for it. So, Anyways, so my mom goes over there probably like two weeks after. Yeah, 2 weeks after. He's still working on it. And, you know, he's out there and she talks to him, whatever. Dustin goes the next day. The water spigot in the backyard, like, you know, where you hook up a water hose or whatever and you turn the thing and the water comes out. You know what a spigot is. It's gone. Like, she gone. Like, sawed off the copper part. Okay? And so Dustin's like, you took this copper and you sold it. Okay. So he doesn't like approach them right away. He's like thinking about it, and he calls and tells my mom. Because like, it's super obvious what happened. Like, they sawed off the copper part and sold it for copper. You get it. Like, if you see it and you've seen that kind of thing before, you know. So he tells my mom. My mom gets pissed, like livid, okay? She calls this dude up. She's like, I don't want to point the finger at y'all, but y'all are the ones who are over there every single day, and it shouldn't take that long to power wash a deck and all this stuff. And she's like, I don't know what you think you're doing or whatever, because the copper part was gone. Like, she gone, like sawed off, gone, okay? She's like, I don't know what's going on, all this stuff. So he turns around and calls Dustin. The handyman turns around and calls Dustin. And he's like, yeah, what happened was it broke. And so we sawed it off. And yeah, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to replace it. And Dustin's like, okay, so where's the copper part? And he's like, oh, I let my buddy take it home. I'm sorry, you what? You did what now? Serious? Really? You just gonna admit to it like that, huh? Okay. So Dustin straight up tells him that if he doesn't fix it, he's going to call the police and file a report for damage to property. Because you don't just go and be a handyman for somebody and then steal their copper stuff. Like, that's not how it works, hon. That's not how it works. And no, it's not worth a lot of money. It's not hard to fix, but it's the principle of the thing, you know, like, we kind of take you in. My mom takes you under her wing as like being your mentor and all this stuff, and like she's super nice and y'all are talking and all this stuff, and like then you gonna turn around and do that, really? And I don't believe for 1 second that it broke. No, I do not, because it didn't look broke. It didn't look like anything had happened. It looked like it was sawed. It was a clean cut, okay? It was like sawed off, like you could tell. So sell that story somewhere else, you know, I don't know. So anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come by and fix it and all this stuff. 3 days goes by. It's a Sunday, last Sunday. And he's like, yeah, my buddy was supposed to go fix it, but he didn't go fix it, so I'm gonna come by and fix it and all this stuff. Well, he doesn't come. Monday rolls around and Dustin sends him a text and he's like, if you don't come fix this today, I'm calling the police, I'm filing a report, and that'll be the end of it. I'm not dealing with you anymore. So he texted like 6 hours later and he was like, hey man, I got it fixed, like it's all good to go and all this stuff and yada yada yada. And Dustin's like, okay, leave, you're done, your job is done, don't go around that house anymore, like that's it, you're done, bye. You fixed it, bye, that's all. I don't know what the deal is with these scamming, no good handymen, and, you know, I put that story up about that guy who tried to scam us with our yard and all this stuff. Like, I don't know if they think we're stupid, or if they think we're just not gonna notice, or if they think that we're not gonna, or that we're gonna fall for it. I don't know what they're thinking, but it's literally, it's so old. Like, it's getting so old. I'm not that stupid. Dustin's not that stupid. My mom sure ain't that stupid. Like, what is that gonna accomplish except for we're gonna tell everybody we know, hey, don't use this person because this is what happened to us. What is that going to do for you, really, in the long run? You know, especially if you're just starting out trying to get your name out there. Like, that's not a good look, hun. That's not it. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me again today. Leave me a like if you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe because I make new videos every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.